Yo, 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 what is up, party people? Welcome to another episode of The Recap. The Recap is a segment here on Pathway Students where we recap what the Lord has been doing in Pathway Students. And every month we have a monthly edition. And this is going to be the January edition of the recap, recapping what the Lord did in January because we're now in February. Crazy. 2025 is already 12th done, if I did my math correctly, which I think I did. And I'm joined here today by three star leaders, volunteers here at Pathway Students. We don't have any actual students on this episode of the recap. And so to my right, I have Olivia Wilkie. How are you doing today?
Hey, I'm doing good. How are you?
Oh, I'm doing excellent. To her right, we have the David Adams. How are you doing today, David?
Fantastic.
Fantastico. Awesome. And then to his right, we have the Luke Teeter. How are you doing today, Luke?
I am amazing.
He is amazing. Yes. How do you feel about that, David? Do you see him as amazing?
He always is and always will be amazing.
Whoa, man, the glaze coming hardcore. What about
He's
you,
got the
Liv?
sauce.
What
It just
about you,
doesn't go
Liv?
away.
Do you think Luke is amazing?
He's all right.
He's all right.
We can't pump his ego up too big.
Yeah,
That's my dog right here.
Yeah, you can't pump his head too big because he's a pilot, and
Don't
we don't
want him to
we
fly
don't
away.
I
we
wanna
don't
be
want
just
him.
like him.
Yeah, we don't want him to fly away. Literally.
Yeah.
That cockpit ain't that big. No big heads. Anyway, super glad to have them on. And the reason that these three leaders are on is that they have a commonality that we're going to share at the end. All three of them have something in common. Maybe you can guess what it's going to be, but you won't know until the end. So make sure you watch this all the way to the end to hear what they have in common. So before we do that, though, here on the recap, we like to have fun and talk about our favorite kind of funny thing that happened during the month. And then we switch gears and talk about maybe the more serious spiritual side of things for the month. So in no particular order, somebody talked to me about what is one of the favorite things that happened during the month of January here at Pathway Students.
Oh, they're looking at me.
He's looking at you,
You're
Mr.
my
Amazing.
favorite.
Mr. Amazing.
I feel this a couple weeks ago. I had the best chili of my life. Oh yeah,
Shout out
it
to
was Miss Emily's.
Oh, Miss Emily.
out.
I wonder
It
why
was-
he's saying it's the best
It
Oh.
was
chili in his
Okay.
life.
There's no bias.
No
it
bias.
was the best chili of my life.
And why was it the best chili?
Yeah, why?
It had
Do
a
tell.
lot of. It had like. It didn't have beans.
No
I don't-
chili in it.
I don't like beans.
No beans.
Wait, what?
beans.
There's chili without beans?
Yeah.
The one she made, yeah, it was
Oh.
like it had like extra meat too.
Interesting.
Not just the beef. It was like sausage and other stuff too, and like brisket. I think. I don't know.
Whoa, double
Yeah,
meat
I don't
portion.
know. I don't think it was brisket. It was
How did I
whatever
miss
it was.
out on this?
It was
Yeah.
Yeah,
very
same.
good, and I had multiple bowls.
How did it make you feel post-consumption?
We don't talk about that.
Talk about it.
We will not talk
Better
about
out
that.
than in. Or better in than out. Okay, there you
I'm just gonna
go.
leave it at that. Yeah.
Leave it at that. Great bowl of chili. If you weren't here, we had chili night. And it was actually pretty, well, it wasn't that chilly. We had a fire with the high schoolers, and it wasn't that cold, unfortunately. But it was still a fun time nonetheless. And middle schoolers, we did not have a fire because I don't think we trust you with a fire. Actually, did we have a fire? We had a fire for our leaders because it was so freezing cold. It got cold the week after chili night, so that's funny.
Oh.
Yeah. David or Olivia, what was your favorite part about the month of January?
Before I say mine, I just want to know how many booms would you give that chili?
Infinity.
How many booms?
Infinity booms?
Infinity booms.
Infinity booms. Is
Oh.
it?
Boo, 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 boo.
Isn't it out of 5 big booms?
Oh, I don't know.
You don't know
Give
about
it-
the Costco guys?
I mean, yeah, I don't know. I don't watch them. Like,
Never mind. He's not cultured.
Oh, I'm not
Never mind.
cultured either.
He's no
apparently.
longer
What's the-
amazing.
I
You
know
guys
that.
don't know
He's
what-
dropped from
I know
amazing
the
to
joke, but I
amateur.
don't-
If you don't know about the Costco guys, you're not living.
He's
bro.
5. I'll say that.
Is there a video
5 big
that I
booms?
can
Yeah.
link?
Hit
What's
the
it-
horn.
What's the Costco guys?
There's so much lore. I can't even get into it right now.
Goodness.
Too much to unpack here on the
It's so
recap.
stupid. It's so stupid.
Okay, all right.
But anyways, my favorite thing probably was doing the Holy Guacamole challenge thing.
Ooh,
I always
yes.
like getting to play some of the games with students, so it was fun getting to do that. Especially second year in a row, doing it last year and everything.
Yes, explain to us what the Holy Guacamole game is, just in case someone wasn't there for it. We'll have some pictures of your beautiful face.
Yeah,
I'm sure.
yeah. It's basically the same thing as Chubby Bunny, but instead of marshmallows, is it fireballs?
Yeah,
Yeah.
fireballs.
Fireballs, which
Fireball.
if you know anything about me, I'm terrible with spice or anything hot.
Even though you're of Hispanic
It was
descent.
Hispanic descent.
I
yeah,
don't wanna-
and
I don't
all my
wanna
family,
assume here.
and all of my family makes fun of me for that.
Peruvian.
Yeah.
Not.
Which they're also known for their food and
Were you
their
adopted?
spices. Sometimes I think that. But yeah, I had I think 21 in my mouth.
21
At
fireballs.
one point.
Gosh.
Yeah.
Jeez.
And Laura wouldn't let me win, so she held the mic away from me so I couldn't say holy guacamole.
We
She
can't.
didn't-
Well, it's kind of like a
biases.
standard practice. Like it's like youth group etiquette.
Nah.
The leader can't win.
Nah, I will destroy those kids. I do not care.
But shout out to the kid who did
Yeah,
win. I forget his
whatever.
name. What do you know his name?
I
Whatever.
forget who it was that won, to be honest.
Actually, yeah, it was two people that claimed that they beat you.
Yeah,
actually,
yeah.
so
Well,
yeah.
some people like to lie in church.
Holy guacamole! True that. If liars, pants on fire, they will burn. Okay, this is getting dark. Anyway, Olivia, redeem the moment here. What's been your favorite part of January at Pathway Students?
So I was battling figuring out what my funniest thing was. But honestly, I think it was from tonight, and it was watching Luke get beat in finger jousting.
Oh my
Finger
God.
jousting. They were filming
I
actually
let him
February.
Win.
No, he did not. He
I
got
did.
tackled to the
I
ground.
did not get tackled to the ground. I just kind of flopped.
Who'd you lose to? Jordan.
Jordan.
Well,
Yeah.
that explains everything.
It
The
was-
Jordan Gurton is an animal when it comes to physicality. An absolute monster.
Mo-
I
Mamba.
haven't beat him. We've done it like 3 times.
The Black Mamba.
Oh, the Black Mamba. Oh man, throw a three-peat loser.
Yeah.
Man, that's tough, dude.
Yeah. That
Yeah.
deserves another womp, womp, womp.
Leaving your mark here, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Yes,
Unfortunate.
Not
unfortunately,
very amazing.
that did happen during February, but we'll allow it on the
Ooh.
January
Technically.
edition.
Whoa,
That is true.
Got him on a technicality.
This is not
Scratch that.
February. recap.
February
This
recap.
is January.
Anyway, okay. Anything else with that? Is that it?
That was it.
That was it.
Yeah.
Awesome.
I
Cool.
love seeing other people suffer and lose.
Yeah,
Good to
man.
know.
For
Yeah,
sure.
very comforting. Well, students, if you missed out on January, we got a lot of fun things planned for February as well. So, yeah, switching gears a little bit here on the recap. That was some of the funnier things. And now we want to switch gears to what were maybe some of the most impactful moments, whether it was to you personally or as you saw in the lives of our students during the month of January, whether it was part of the sermon series, we're in a series called Organic Disciples, or maybe it was an experience we did, or response time, or maybe just conversation you had with a student post service or pre-service, wherever, anything is welcome. So who wants to start this one off?
I got it.
Yeah, go for it.
So, Florida decided to be cold for the past 2 months, and cold meaning below 70. And so we had our bonfire outside for the high school night, and I think that was just one of the coolest things, at least for me, and just watching other people, is just everybody got a piece of paper and they got to just write something that they wanted to give to God and pray about and just kind of let go. And it was really cool just to watch everybody and stand around the fire and watch them all throw in those pieces of paper, and just kind of as a physical way of showing that they were giving whatever that thing, whether it was a sin or just something they were struggling with, to God. Is just such a beautiful form of just representing what's happening inside as well. And I just found that really cool, and I thought it was a great just practice, and we've done it a couple times now.
Yeah.
So it's just a really cool thing.
Yeah, absolutely. Definitely a powerful moment. It's biblical to confess and to share things that we go through, and writing it out is a way of expressing confession. There's obviously different ways that you can do that. You can verbally, you can share it with somebody, you can journal about it, whatever. But the meeting we did was write on a piece of paper and symbolically throw it into the fire, saying, all right, God, this is yours. You're going to cleanse me of it, and you're going to help me through it. So that's good. What about you guys? What stood out to you this past month?
I'll say, funny enough, I forgot about that, which actually was pretty amazing for me personally, just because I did do that as well with the students. And it was more so just writing stuff down on how I was wanting to either change or just grow in certain things. As some things are about to change in my life, I was trying to get my heart right and stuff, and looking at certain things I wanted to just, I guess, more so surrender or just change in my life. So that was a nice night for myself, just to write those down. Kind of wrote some scriptures and stuff too, and I didn't throw it in the fire. I did keep it because I did want to remember some of that stuff. So maybe I'll go to hell for that as well.
Yeah,
but,
you broke
know.
instructions, man. Literally
Oh,
didn't burn
goodness.
the paper. You kept it. You better light it over a
I gotta
candle or
light it at the
something.
house or something.
Yeah, I don't think you're going to hell. Maybe just by the way,
Yeah.
just move it clear, everyone listening. Some students like I saved mine too. I'm screwed.
Well, you're all right.
Yeah.
But I'd say in terms of just enjoyment with the whole youth group, I believe it was last week when we were talking about wholehearted worship, talking in small groups with some of my students. Really fun conversation, talking about just like what worship is, and I guess more specifically what stuck out to me is how well they received and also like knew and realized the importance of worshiping God even when like really bad things happen, whether or not it's like the passing of family or whatever it may be. And they gave really good input and ideas and stuff. We just talked practically. It was like, how do you get to that point of, you know, whether it is family members passing or whatever goes on in your life, how do you get to that point of still being able to worship God in those circumstances and do it for real? And I was like super proud of them and just like also just love being able to share my own thoughts from the scripture and stuff. And yeah, I really enjoyed that.
Love it. Sweet. Shout out to David's group. What grade was that? Just out of curiosity.
I was filling in for Keith's group, so shout out to Keith's group.
Keith's group. Shout out to you guys.
Forget
Round
what
of
grade that
applause
was.
for sharing some awesome things. Yeah.
7th grade maybe.
7th grade. Super cool. And Luke, what about you, brother?
I've loved the series we're in, Organic Disciple, just because on Sunday morning I get to hear the sermon. Sunday night I get to hear Nate or you or Mike speak about it. And then Monday Pathway Young Adults gets to talk about it. Wednesday nights I get to hear it again. And then just walking through personally reading the book. It's just been incredible journey so far. I'm looking forward to continuing it as well as because it's giving me because I've enjoyed it so much. It's kind of reflected how the conversations go in the groups. And it's probably the most active, I guess not active, but the most talkative we've been this school year.
Wow.
And
What grade is that?
6th grade.
6th grade.
Yeah.
Super.
Sweet.
So I've really enjoyed that.
Yeah.
So far.
Awesome. Thanks for sharing that, Luke. Thanks all three of you for sharing that. That's powerful. And that's one of the biggest reasons why we do the recap. We want to hear those stories of whether it's from you guys specifically or your students, just how the Lord is working within Pathway students. We're just thankful to steward these moments. So that's super cool. Well, with that being said, we are nearing the end of this episode of the recap. And I said at the top of the hour that there is something in common with all three of these leaders. And it's the reason why these specific leaders are on this episode of the recap. And I will say it's kind of a sad commonality between the three of them. They're all leaving. Pull out the tissues, people. These guys are leaving, and it's going to be sad, but also super exciting. And the leave isn't necessarily permanent for all three of them or all of them. I don't know. I'm going to let them share why they're leaving and what they're leaving to go towards. And we'll just go in order this time. We'll start with Olivia. And we wanted to celebrate with them this new season that all three of them are experiencing. They've been so good to us, leading you guys so well. We want to honor them in a small way, a small token of our appreciation by having them on the recap and sharing what the Lord is doing in their life. So, Olivia, over to you. What's happening?
So I am moving to Honduras for the next couple months, and that's just... I'll be working there at a coffee shop, partnering alongside them and working about 5 or 6 days a week, doing that while doing some school and then getting to do some missions work, which is really my heart's desire. So I'm so excited that God kind of opened that door for me. And the coolest part is that I get to do it with friends from high school, a couple of them, and that we're going to be living on an island off the coast of Honduras, and it's a huge dive island, and it's world renowned for it. So I'm going to get to just dive and snorkel and just kind of share the love of Jesus all while doing it. So it's kind of like a vacation mission trip all wrapped into one.
Why not? Yeah. There's nothing wrong with doing a little bit of exploration and vacationing on a missions trip. I mean, you're in a new territory. And just a follow-up question, what kind of opened this door for you? When did you feel the Lord leading you to go on this journey?
So ever since I've been little, I've wanted to, everything that's revolved around my career or anything like that, any decisions that I've made have always been with the concept of wanting to serve the Lord and just being able to travel while doing that. And so I got the opportunity. I was surfing and bumped into one of my friends, and she had asked me if I wanted to join her to go to Honduras because they were looking for a group. And 2 days later, I met with the people, and I just was like, wow, this is such an answered prayer because I've been praying for this since for as long as I can remember. And I remember just sitting there and just sitting in absolute peace about it. And I'm very much not a spontaneous person at all. And I just was like, yeah, like this is something that God has been preparing me for years now. And so it just was very much a God moment, just sitting there and being able to say, yeah, because I knew it was what God had in store for me.
That's awesome. Well, shout out to you for stepping out of your comfort zone, right? You mentioned that you're not the most spontaneous person. This is pretty spontaneous. I mean, and you're being faithful to the Lord, regardless of how maybe you're wired or personality driven, which is our personality needs to submit to the Lord's direction every time. So good. David, talk to us. Where are you headed?
I'm gonna be a cowboy.
Yeehaw! I wish I had a cowboy noise effect. Yeehaw! Nay.
Yeah, I'm gonna be moving to Colorado. Like you said, not permanently. Don't know exactly how long I'll be up there, but it'll be at least 3 months. Could just be as short as that. We'll see. But I'm moving up to Colorado. There's like a ranch out there. It's kind of like a resort ranch. It's not like I'm just working with cows and cattle all by myself.
No electricity.
There will be other people. Yeah, there will be other people. It's a resort ranch, and so I'll be working on staff through them and just living the cowboy life, working with the horses. I'll be riding horses every day.
Wrangler, right?
Yeah, Wrangler. I've never done anything remotely close to that.
He's never ridden a
Really?
horse before.
No, I don't even listen to country
I love
music.
it. He doesn't listen to country music.
Yeah, so it's a whole new experience. Yeah, it'll be interesting. What was I gonna say? Hopefully snowboarding too.
Yeah.
That'll be dope.
Some adventures.
But yeah, it's pretty cold up there, so it'll be a huge change. Oh, that's what I was gonna say. It's run by a Christian organization, and I knew that the owners were Christian. I didn't realize it was Christian run though when I first signed up for it. But through learning that has gotten me definitely more excited about kind of just sharing with the guests and stuff, and just kind of prompting potentially some of those conversations. Yeah, I just kind of do that a little bit in the barbershop, so I'm excited to do that on a ranch too.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's definitely an interest. But
Yeah.
yeah.
And talk to us briefly about kind of the build up to this opportunity. I have some insider knowledge that this was something you're pursuing maybe even a year ago, and what kind of opened the door to make this happen at this time for such a time as this.
Yeah. So I was looking at it doing this a year ago. I have a couple friends that are up there, and they said I should do it, that I'd enjoy doing it. So a year ago, I was applying, but I was also looking at working in a barbershop, and I, at that point, hadn't gone working full-time as a barber. I was just kind of at home. And so I was really struggling with whether or not to fully deep dive into barbering, because I felt I was at a point where I should start working in a barbershop, or go out in the middle of Colorado for a couple months and then lose all that skill. So I was praying about it a lot, and I was just like, Lord, whatever you want me to do, just close the door that you don't want me to go through, and I'll go through the other one. And funny enough, I sent my application, got an email back that they're full for the season, and the next day I got introduced to the owner of the barbershop I work at now. Shout out Joey. At a wedding.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, but literally within like less than 24 hours, one door closed and then one door opened. So definitely felt like that's where God wanted me. And then fast forward a year, which is wild to believe. I put in my application again in November because I was wanting to do something. I wasn't sure what it was. I was looking at maybe doing some missions work in Peru, which is where my family's from. So it would have been dope to go there, and also part of the job description was potentially go surfing every day. I was like, that sounds pretty good to me.
But not eating their spicy food.
Yeah, but not eating their spicy food. So I was looking at that. Another place, there's another great Christian-run organization in Fort Myers that had been randomly introduced to a couple people from there. So I thought maybe that was something God was calling me to. And then the Colorado thing came up again. And the thing with Colorado went, got it, prayed about it a lot. Just want to make sure that that's where God wanted me.
Is that what was written on that paper? They didn't
No,
burn.
no.
Oh, okay.
No, it was more so just like stuff like creating me a new heart, oh God, stuff like
Okay.
that.
Cool.
But yeah, I got the job and I was just praying through it. I was like, all right, Lord, I mean, I'm putting in the application stuff. I'm kind of wanting to do this. And if I get the job, I'll take that as a sign from you to do it and I'll follow. So, yeah, it worked out.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Super cool, David. We're gonna miss you for sure. And then Luke, what are you doing? Where are you headed? Why are you leaving? All the deets.
I have been in flight school for the past
What?
year and some
Didn't know that.
change,
Gee.
working towards the end goal of being an airline pilot. Still have some time before that, but I have come to the end of flight school, and I will be a certified flight instructor, which means I'm going to be teaching people how to fly airplanes, which I barely know how to fly an airplane, so I don't know why I'm going to be teaching people how to fly airplanes.
Love it.
But for now, I will be going home and beginning that job search for a potential job as a certified flight instructor.
And where's home for you again?
Niceville, Florida.
Nice.
Up in
Very
the
nice.
Panhandle. Just take some time to relax because I've been in school for a while and I'm ready for a break. And then just see where it goes from there. Have a few options kind of in the air. We'll see.
Love it. Sorry, I couldn't find this noise effect for the very nice comment you made. Nice bill. I couldn't find the button. I hit the wrong one. Yeah, cool. Awesome, Luke. Super excited for you. And like I said already to David, and I think I forgot to say it to you, Liv, but all three of you, we're going to miss you dearly here at Pathway Students. And we're so thankful for the time you've been with us. Obviously, Luke's yours seems like more of a permanent leaving compared to David and Liv, but regardless of the extent, we'll miss you guys. And if you're a student here and you see them by the time this video comes out and they're not gone yet, be sure to wish them luck, say a prayer for them, tell them how much you love them and how much you're going to miss them, or tell them how excited you're going to be that they're gone. I don't know. whichever one resonates with you most. So, yeah. Any last comments from you guys as we close out this episode of The Recap?
I'm going to miss it. If I'm like, I think we all would agree, but I mean, I've been here for a little while and it's been a big part of my life and just getting to know all the students. That's probably one of the biggest things I'm going to miss about being gone is just being here every week and seeing you and Nate and all the students. It's going to be sad.
It's gonna be weird.
Yeah,
Definitely an adjustment.
for sure. Any closing thoughts from you?
I mean, I'm gonna miss it all. I mean, y'all are gonna be coming back. So I don't know yet if I'll be coming back. So it's kind of like a more of a permanent goodbye for now. So
Yeah.
it is kind of stirring up some feelings.
Yeah.
But-
All right. We'll stop this before we make you cry. I actually do not have any tissues in here. Yeah. Awesome. Well, thank you guys for all you continue to do. And thank you, students, for watching this episode of The Recap. We hope you're encouraged, challenged, comforted, whatever you need in this season. And we just want to recap what the Lord is doing here at Pathway Students. If you're a student and you're not a part of Pathway Students, come be a part. Wednesday night at 6:30 for middle school, Sunday night at 6:30 for high school. We'd love for you to join the Pathway Student family. But until then, this is The Recap, where we recap what the Lord is doing here at Pathway Students. We hope you have a good rest of your day. Peace out, fam.